Hi, I'm here to talk to you about self-esteem. Now, there are various things that are already available on the internet, and I'm going to talk to you each one of them that is available from the internet. I'm going to read that for you, and then I'm going to explain my version of it. So, if you're ready, let's begin. So, as per internet, self-esteem refers to the overall subjective evaluation or perception of one's own self, value, and capabilities. It is a degree to which an individual has a positive or negative view of themselves, their abilities, and their overall self-image. Now, self-esteem influences how individuals think, feel, behave, impacting their confidence, resilience, and overall well-being. You see, this is one of the important things that you should know about your own self. You should be knowing where your self-esteem stands, because that is what you are living with. It is something that is within build, and it is so important to for you to have some strong self-esteem about yourself. You should be able to value your own self in a very strong manner. It is not important for you to stay at a higher level of self esteem, but there is always a low and high level of frequency in self esteem that keeps going based on these situations, the surroundings, the environment that you are in, the friends that you make, right? So the self esteem may differ based on where you are or what are you doing, right? Your circumstances or the situations that you're in. Now, it further says healthy self esteem involves having a balanced and realistic view of oneself, acknowledging both strengths and weaknesses without overly inflating or diminishing one's worth. It is about having a positive self regard and self acceptance, recognizing one's inherent inherent value as a human being, regardless of external achievements or comparisons to others. Well, most of the time we do not think about where we'll stand, right? As a person, we do not evaluate ourselves to understand, are we at a healthy self-esteem persona, or we are just influenced by the way the people are. My life has been like that, where I have been having low self-esteem for a very long time and never knew that I could be this confident that I am standing. I was once a very shy and not confident girl for a very long time. And yes, there are times when you cannot, no matter what, pull up your confidence back, and you are in that low self-esteem zone. So I'm going to share with you a lot of things that are going to come in future, wherein I'm going to talk to you about how to go about improving your self-esteem. But today this topic is all about what is self-esteem. Now, next comes individuals with high self-esteem. So there is low self-esteem as well, and there are people with high self-esteem. Now, high self-esteem tend to have a greater sense of self-confidence, self-respect, and believes in their ability. They are more likely to take on challenges, preserve in the face of setbacks, and maintain a positive outlook. High self esteem can also contribute to healthier relationships, effective decision making, and an overall higher quality of life. Now, can you imagine that there are people who are just opposite to who you are right now? Say, today I'm very confident. There are people that are not confident at all. And there are people who are at a level, an average level, where they're able to manage and balance between being overconfident or not, not undervaluing their own self. So there can be various kind of people, and even as an individual you may go through various phases of you know using your self-esteem or being confident in various places. There are I'm sure experiences where you are not that confident and you still feel, I wish I could be confident. And there are places where you have been very confident and you thought, oh, I could have just not showed that too much of confidence over there, right? So there can be situations like that. Balancing will always be challenging, but the beauty of this is you will know how to go about self-evaluating yourself to understand where you can balance both, being not being underconfident as well as not being overconfident. So you're going to balance your self-esteem in my coming videos, right? Okay, moving on. It says that conversely, individuals with low self-esteem may struggle with feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and criticism. Most of the time we go through this process only because we are taking we are giving more importance to the value of those people who do not play a major role in our life. Imagine you are being judged by people whom you work with. You don't stay with them for 24 hours. They don't even know you what are your good habits, bad habits. They just judge you based on how many hours you spend in the office, and they evaluate you and they tell you that you're good at something and you're not good at something. And you take it for granted thinking that's what it is. That's your reality. No, you cannot do that. That we will be talking in my next videos. So low self-esteem, yes, you mostly go into self-doubt, self-criticism, and feeling inadequate about your own self. And yes, there is a lot of negative talks. I used to curse myself when I was small, thinking that I was the reason for nothing falling into place, for us being poor, for us not having enough food, for not us not having enough uh, uh, you know uh, clothes, or maybe new clothes on the events, or the celebrations, or on festival days, and there was not enough food because I was the one who couldn't do anything about bringing food, or making building myself, or studying. I as a small child, there are a lot of complexes going on in your mind, right? So you start going into negative talks, and that's when negative talks came into picture. And then there was fear, and fear of failure. I would think that, okay, if I'm not having books because I don't have money to buy books, I'm going to stand outside the club class. So why do I study? I won't study. I did not study for a very, very long time. So yes, that was depression. That was, being so emotionally unwell. And there were times I was very vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and depression. It has happened to me. And I understand what low self-esteem does to you. And that's the reason I want to reinvent you. I want to help you understand yourself, so you don't become or you don't go through what I went through once upon a time, right? So it is important to note that self-esteem can fluctuate based on the situation. As I told you, sometimes you want to be the person, but you are not able to. And sometimes you are the person and you still self-doubt whether, oh, I do it right or not. So yes, self-esteem can fluctuate over a period of time and can be influenced by various factors, and it's not always your fault. So stop blaming yourself, including personal experience, social interactions, cultural influences, and individual perceptions, right? Building and maintaining healthy self-esteem often involves self-reflection, self-care, setting realistic goals, cultivating supportive relationships, and challenging negative self-beliefs through positive affirmations and constructive self-talk. I've been a self-motivator since the time I realized that there's nobody coming to help me and I have to help myself. Same goes to you. If there are nobody, if there is nobody around you who's going to come to help you, you start helping yourself. That's the best way to boost your self-esteem. That's one tip I can give you. So I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.